where has the year gone? It's now 2022. Kind of like the swallows returning to Capistrano. The leaves may be returning to the trees here since we've had no spring here in Wisconsin. So it's time for yet another year of the Blackhawk buzz. I'm still Van, he's still Derek. Before we get going, welcome back to Wisconsin. It's been a bad spring, to say the least, right?
We're about 1,200 rounds behind the last 3 years, just to give you an idea.
Wow.
Last year we opened March 25th. Bingo, bango, bongo. Lots of rounds, lots of guests. Not so much this year. Mother Nature has not
so fast,
been
my
very
friend.
nice.
Okay, so speaking of the down and the rounds, I'm a poet and I don't know it. We have the dues, not the dues that you have to pay month to month or annually, whatever, but we have the does and the don'ts.
And we do, and first of all, I want to welcome all the new members,
Absolutely.
right? And I think this is really not only for members that have been here for a long time, because sometimes we might forget the rules a little bit, and then we have some new members, and so we're just going to go over a couple of things here,
all
right? Number one, all the other golf courses in Madison, you don't have to put your divots back because they got this wonderful sand mix. We don't do that here at Blackhawk. We grow a different kind of grass, and we've also found out that the sand seed mix that we put in there kind of dulls our lawnmower blades. So people, if you see divots that are not replaced, replace them.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a divot, go forward, grab it, and replace it again. Whether it's in the rough or whether it's in the fairway, anywhere on this golf course, I need you to replace all your divots, okay? Number two, we'll rake the bunkers. A couple years ago, we didn't even want to touch the rakes,
Very
right?
true.
Didn't want to touch the flags. We had noodles in there and all this different stuff. But right now, we're back. It's normal golf here at Blackhawk. Anytime you see something in the bunkers, get your rake out, rake it through. Now, we got a huge turkey problem here in the village. If you haven't noticed, there's anywhere between 2 and 2,000
I've been
turkeys.
referred to as a turkey before
Right.
myself, but that's a different deal.
Even these got some size on you. But they're running through our bunkers, so I'm going to say I got a little local rule for you here I'm going to put in play. If there are turkey tracks in the bunker and your ball is in one of those turkey tracks until we figure out what we're going to do about the turkeys, and Thanksgiving's really far away,
Wow.
rake the bunker if there's turkey tracks and just kind of roll your ball into place there. Okay, local rule, we'll get some more details with that one, but for right now, turkey tracks, and sometimes early in the year, there's a lot of dogs running around, even a dog track, something like that. I'm going to let you rake and roll, so on and so forth. A couple other things really quick. For all the new members, when you're here, my staff doesn't know who you are. Sometimes I don't know who you are yet. We haven't officially met. Make sure you check in the golf shop for your tee time. Come in, introduce yourself. If you have any questions, take a look around. Might be something you want to buy, but just make sure you let us know that you're here. As you've known, we've gone through a waiting list at Blackhawk, so tee sheet utilization is a big thing this year. So we got to see how many people are playing so we know, are we at our cap? Aren't we at our cap? You're going to see some restrictions on TBDs. We don't want you to just put your name and then 3 TBDs. We want you, this is, we really kind of pride ourselves on being very welcoming. And when the tee sheet says Van Stout, TBD, 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 don't just assume people don't want to play with you, because a couple people have said they want to. So make sure that you have some open spots on there. If you're thinking early in the year you want to play in a 5-some, I don't have a problem with it if it's not that busy, but just make sure you check in the golf shop and say, hey, we got 5, we're just going to play a couple holes, so on and so forth. Let us know about that. I know there's a big buzz about pace. We got to play in 4 hours. It's hard to do. I get it, right? But we're going to try to do it. And just remember this. Blackhawk over the years has attracted a lot of really good players. And a lot of people are going to say, hoo-hoo, we got some people that play slow. If you think about Blackhawk on 10, 11, 12, all the way through the back 9 except for 17, good players are waiting to hit the green on 10, 11, so don't always point the finger at the high handicappers. A lot of times it's good players, not me, good players that have to wait. It slows down play a little bit. So just some things to kind of think about when you're out there. Okay, I got some bad news for some people. I know we would love to sneak on that back 9 when the tee sheet is full. No. We're not doing that anymore because Chad needs time to get out there. We have some ordinances in the village where we can't cut grass on the back, and that's when he's going to get to it. And when his staff sees anybody that's a member, they're just going to stop and wait for you to play through. Takes way too long for us to get some things done, and I got to be real careful with my labor numbers because that finance committee is always breathing down my neck, boy. Got to make sure we're doing some things the right way there. So we know on Mondays, sometimes you like to show up and go off the back 9. Can't do that this year. If you get here at 2 o'clock and there's nobody making the turn, feel free to do so. If you want to get here really early in the morning at 7:30 and go off the back nine again, you're going to have to wait until 9:30 to go off that back nine and just hope nobody's making the turn. So just want to set that out there right now so everybody understands. Can't just show up and go off the back nine. Chad needs time to get some things done. Now, number 7. We're getting close. I mean, you know, we're putting in power lines, we're putting in sewer systems, we're planting trees, we got mud over there, we got rules, we got all these things we got to worry about. You're going to see some poles and some rope, and that's going to identify where the ground under repair starts. Now, we don't really care if you go in there to get your ball, but just know this, it could be dangerous, could be muddy. They got that mesh kind of fencing stuff over the top to keep the hay down to make the grass grow, might get your cleats stuck in there or whatever. Hopefully not metal spikes. No metal spikes here. A couple people caught last year. We're not doing the metal spike thing. And then out of bounds is out of bounds. Right. Now, if it goes into ground under repair and it doesn't go out of bounds, you just come out directly from where it is. No penalty. Drop it right there outside of the roped-in area. So that's kind of where we're at right now. It's been a slow spring. We get it. We're going to get some more grass. Things are going to grow quickly around here. The tee sheet's going to start to get really busy. Remember, 1 week in advance is when you can book your tee times. If you have any questions, call the golf shop. Ask us. We'll make sure we do our best to answer all the questions that you have. Pull carts, golf carts, you're going to see a little bit of a different way to get down to the range. That one kind of cart path going down by 9 gets slippery. Had some carts spin out.
Treacherous.
I don't need to lose any members. We finally got to a waiting list. The last thing I need is for some carts to flip, and we're going to lose some members. So we're going to go down along the right side of 1 there and then go in front. So if people are teeing off, just wait. Then go down around them and make sure you just stay safe as you're going down there. So for the new members, remember, you can always grab a cart and go down to the range. Make sure you check in. Just let people know what you're doing. If you feel like there's some opening out there and you want to hop on 6 and play a few holes, just let the golf shop know that you did that. If you think you're pulling the wool over our eyes and we don't know you got the cart, I promise you we got plenty of people out there, and I actually have a tracking system in there to let us know that too. So that's kind of the do's and the don'ts, and at the end of the day, all I really want you to do is have a blast. Everything we do up here about Blackhawk is about having some fun. We got some weddings starting, so Saturday nights are going to get a little crowded up here. But for the most part, we should have something for everybody, men, women, juniors. We'll do a new member orientation hopefully in the next couple of weeks so that you guys can come in, meet everybody, meet the staff, and feel a little bit more comfortable here. Always reach out to me. I'll try to make myself as available as possible. Don't feel bad about interrupting me if you're coming off of 5 and I'm giving lessons, because there's a chance I started at 8 and I still might be there at 8. So feel free to just stop in and ask me any questions.
So, a lot to be covered there, but the best thing also to do is certainly check the website too for a lot of information in regards to potential signups for this tournament, that tournament, this event, that event, or whatever the case is. That is really your source for information if you can't get a hold of somebody in the pro shop right away.
Yeah, and make sure that he's right on that. It's rare, but he is right on that. Check the calendar. We got some tournaments coming up on Fridays and Sundays. We got aerification happening in 2 weeks. We might not do that, but just make sure you understand when we do aerify, we close on Sunday afternoons through Monday. We're going to do some coring. Weather's been a little bit sketchy this year for us to maybe do the coring, so you're going to see us tying a little bit more. Those are the little holes that you see. But really, keep yourself familiar with the calendar, because you come up here and you might find out something's going on. You just didn't happen to look. I can tell you the club calendar is where you want to go. Everything that's happening at the club, whether it's golf or food or a wedding or whatever, all the information is on there.
All right, for Derek, I'm Van. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you soon for another Blackhawk Buzz.